gonna steal your sunshine and I'll shit on your parade. Don't get me started on doing Michael Caine. My opinion matters, yours will fall in last place. I'm not shutting up and you'll be learning my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
All right, everybody, we are here live with episode 4, right? This is episode 4 of season 4. Lucky number there. What's the date today? The 11th? Yeah, it doesn't add up. That doesn't work. 1-1-4-4. We got some double numbers happening here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up here on the Houseboat Tommy Lee Jones on YouTube, or if you're listening in the future on iTunes via Stitcher or anything like that. Gotta stop saying iTunes. It's not a real thing anymore. It's not supported.
It's
I'm gonna become the old man in 40 years who's still saying, I was on the iTunes and it was good. It was good. Well, joining me here as always in well, now you're in an upstairs chair. Oh, now you're downstairs.
No,
okay, there you are, Mr. Justin Olimpado.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. Having a good day so far?
Yeah.
We haven't really had too much, like, any technical issues really today as far as the show goes. The houseboat needs some work.
Yeah, the houseboat's having
some trouble. We're having water problems on the houseboat. Luckily, we're
Too
on the
much
ocean.
water.
Too much water. And now we're taking water.
Yeah.
So we're just going to slowly sink. The houseboat's
Someone
sinking
save us,
tonight.
please, for $5 a day. You can save this
$5
house.
a day per person. It's really just 2 of you, so that's only $10, all right? I don't really live here. I just sit on this couch. I never leave. I've never left this couch. No one's ever seen me anywhere else. Well, Zach is finishing up the song. I think I heard the sound of a toilet closing, which means he's almost done. And we are going to be discussing more in depth a little bit later, but we are joined by a very special guest tonight. We have Mrs. Amy Lee McMahon in the house. How you doing, Amy?
I'm doing very well.
Wonderful. Do you like... I always call you Amy. Do you like Amy Lee or Amy? Is it...
That's a good question, you know. I feel like everyone gets to just choose, and I'm cool with it.
And Lee is your middle name, and you just go by all three?
Yeah.
Like
it's got a
an
good
author
flow.
or something? It does. Amy McMahon, cool. Amy Lee McMahon, you separate yourself from all the other Amy McMahons in the world.
For sure.
Which I'm sure there's a lot. I have a weird name, and there's literally nobody else in the world with my name. I've Googled, searched so many times. For an Irish first name with a Czechoslovakian last name, there's not that many.
Yeah.
And especially with the spelling and the pronunciation, I'm sure a lot of mochas, when they came over, was Moucha or something like that. I'm sure they went farther away than just changing the pronunciation of it.
Sure.
But hey.
It's kind of cool, though. I mean, I kind of created a whole new identity, too, by, flower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's your Instagram handle, right?
So I'm very well known as Amy Lee Flower, too, so I roll with it.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Justin, do you have any weird nicknames that you have?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. For a little while, people were calling me Houston.
Houston? Oh, we called you Sus for a while.
Sus
was a nickname for a little bit. In high school, you can do like your little blurb in your senior yearbook, and you can write like what you were involved in, what your nicknames were, all of that. Mine were, I think it was like Mochaccino, Hey You, and That Guy were the nicknames I put in there. Because people just called me Mocha, or they called me Kyle, or some people would go Mochaccino, but that was self-inflicted because that was my AOL screen name for good old AIM.
Yeah,
I miss
AIM
AIM
was where
sometimes.
it was at. Yeah.
I miss him. All right, we got some chit-chat happening over here in the live chat. We got Matt Bress joining us. That's my brother-in-law. Yo, hey, brother. How you doing? I got my other brother in here saying, let's go, Bernie. We got somebody saying right on. And James always watching the primary coverage. And this. And he's not sober enough. That's good. I think it's a good combo. Switch back and forth from the primaries. Yeah. We don't really ever do anything political on here. We don't really talk politics too much. But I did see right before we went live that Andrew Yang has officially dropped out of the race. So, Yang Gang, no more.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. It's like you can get involved early on, but then everybody's going to make the decisions for you, and then you're just like, hey, you got this person or this person. And really anything we do doesn't seem to ever affect much. And a lot of weird, shady things happen. And speaking of a lot of weird, shady things, I hear one a-coming. He's rolling around the bend.
My ass ain't seen sunshine since Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
I know.
I
showed my ass to the sky today. The sky gods.
The sky gods got your
ass. Bust this ass.
Oh, bust this ass. Now, we are all here. We are all finally here and ready to go. Yeah. So it is finally time to introduce Mr. Zachary Dorman. How did the rest of the song go? Dude, these are foamy bitches. These are really fucking foamy.
Yeah, I'm all foamed up.
All foamed up. All right, all foamed up. Well, while we get all foamed up... Yeah?
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, okay. While we're getting all foamed up, let's just jump right into what are we drinking this week? Hit it, Justin.
We drink it so you don't have to. Review it in the morning from the bathroom. Cheap booze and craft brews. Review it in the morning from the bathroom. What are we drinking? What are we drinking? Yeah!
Alrighty, that gets me every single time. Now, every week we like to choose a beer to pace ourselves with, and then a beer to potentially ruin our night.
Paste yourself with.
Pace us and paste us. So today our pacing beer is Molson Golden Premium Beer, Bière de Qualité, as it says. That's my French accent, if you couldn't tell by the perfect pronunciation. Specially brewed for the unique flavor of an ale and a lager.
Tastes like extra gold.
I was going to say, Justin put it perfectly before. It tastes like less shitty extra gold, but not that much less shitty.
There was one on my desk, and it got warm, and it's bad.
Oh,
even by my standards, it's bad.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm really excited about having a couple sitting out for the entire show. It's going to be really good by the end of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. But while we're sipping on these, the more important beer of the evening, Justin, show them in the upstairs cam, or the big cam now. We have Dos Equis Cerveza XX Dos Equis Mexican Pale Ale. It is made with citrus hops and a hint of heat. And a hint of heat.
Hint of heat, yeah.
A hint of heat. So I'm going to give this guy a little popper open. Zach, you got some on the table in front of you there for you to give a try.
Yeah, I'm trying to chug this before I forget about it.
You're not going to be...
Just by smell alone, it smells good.
Did I hit you?
It smells good.
Did I hit you with the bottle? Or the bottle cap?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I don't know.
It smells like beer.
I don't even know if these are twist-offs or not. I don't try Dos Equis. I don't think they should be. Smells like beer?
Smells like beer.
It's I get the citrusy thing in there.
You don't drink?
She's a non-drinker, which is the first time for us to have somebody that is going to sit here and be able to recount how stupid we get by the end of the show.
Very entertaining.
Oh yeah. Well, This might be a good thing you're missing out on. It might be a bad thing you're missing out on, but
Not a fan.
This is the
Let's
new
give it a
thing,
try.
man. The guest is not ever.
they're not allowed
I
to
know,
drink.
yeah.
New trend starting right now.
I'm a trendsetter.
I'm not a fan, really.
Oh my, no, immediately.
It's bad.
It's bad. I don't know the last time I had a regular Dos Equis.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I think it might need more heat. Whatever the citrus is, like I feel like you just dropped lime and maybe like a
You gotta
short
take
shot
a. You
of
have to
Tabasco.
take a
guy
good
on
swig.
on the
That's the
bottle.
best part
he's,
about the
look,
whole
he's
bottle.
mad. Look at him. He's like,
He's angry that he's
All right, so what you have to do, you have to
brewed
take
this
a nice
horrible
swig
beer.
to get the heat, and it
a nice
settles.
swig to get the heat,
It settles in the back of your throat. It's like cayenne pepper.
and then it foams because you're stupid. That's for the ASMR fans at home.
yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
This one's for the other kind of fans.
that's a visual and an audio gag if you listen very closely, very closely. All right, so we're drinking these beers. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think you should waste your time.
Is this
Don't
the
drink
first
it.
one we've just
All three immediately hate it. Okay, the spice is hanging. I'm enjoying the spice after effect more than the beer taste at all.
This can give me heartburn.
This is definitely going to be heartburn. I think this is going to be one of those times where I don't finish it until later when I run out of beer over here. And I go, oh shit, I need a beer. So
That's
if,
gonna be
oh
one of the
shit,
ones
you
I
need
throw
a
down the
beer.
sink in the morning.
Yeah, probably. If you're, oh shit, I need a beer and this is the only beer you can drink, maybe go Amy's round. Don't drink. Just
Yeah.
don't drink. It's probably better for you than drinking this.
Maybe sit on it for a minute. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll sit on it for a
Both
little
these
bit.
beers suck tonight. You guys fucked up.
Yeah, we did.
We
We're
have
drinking
actually
shitty.
done it.
We've done it. We've been
done
trying
it.
since the beginning to buy beer that we hate, and we just
I think we
always seem
started
to
with
like
hoop tea,
everything.
and we're like, damn, this hoop
Yeah.
tea is gonna be terrible. And we're like,
Hoop
oh,
tea.
this is
And the
fucking
hoop tea
great.
was amazing. It came in a bag and had a little spigot on it, and
I'm
it
all
was
fucking wet
delicious.
and shit.
I did put paper towels over here after the first
mad.
incident. Yeah, it's
mad,
super.
Daddy, I'm mad.
He's mad, Daddy.
Man.
And we've got things to talk about. Let's jump into what's happening in the world. Hit it, Justin.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
All right, so what is going on in the world? You know, in the world of entertainment and film, everybody likes to pat themselves on the back. So every year there are hundreds of award shows, it seems, every single year. And this weekend we had the granddaddy of them all, the Oscars. I believe it was the 92nd Oscars. We're 8 years away from the 100-year mark.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
Big
92. Now, I don't really care to talk about what happened at the Oscars. I don't really care to talk about who won or anything like that, although there were some really good wins. Give it to Joaquin Phoenix and
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. Congratulations.
I
Laura
feel like
Dern.
everybody
That's
that was
cool.
nominated should have won.
Yeah.
You know
It was
what
a
I mean?
good year for nominations across
It
the
was.
board. Not if you're a female director, though. It was a bad year because they just completely ignored all of them.
Yeah.
But the one thing that is not being ignored in any way
Oh, yeah,
is
I have these
Brie
pictures. Hold on.
Larson. Now, if you can get the picture
I'm ignoring
Brie
this
Larson.
all the time. I didn't even hear about this.
You didn't hear about this at all?
Yeah, me.
Now, Brie Larson she's Captain America. That's where most people know her
she's
from.
Captain Marvel.
I'm sorry, Captain Marvel, not Captain America.
That'd be
Captain
sick
Marvel.
if she was
She would.
Captain.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good. But she's Captain Marvel. I first was introduced to her on the TV show Community, and she is just a gorgeous specimen. She's just beautiful, and really will show you a picture of what she looked like when she went to the Oscars this past Sunday. And this is the outfit that she was wearing. All right, she looks gorgeous. She looks beautiful. She had I think she had to do 1 or 2 presentations, something like that. But then this is the picture that is taking over the world right here. Her toes Everybody is freaking out. Now, they're weird-looking toes. They're not good at all. I would never wear open-toed shoes
let me
with
do
those
this
feet.
some justice here.
Let's do it a little bit of justice and get people a real up-close look at...
you guys go.
All right.
Right
It doesn't
there
look
for
like
you.
a manicure can fix them at all. If you showed me those feet and asked me who they belong to, I would never in a million years guess Brie Larson. I would think they're me, like, more than Brie Larson, because they kind of look like my toes. And, like, I don't have nice toes, so I have no room to speak here. But everyone's all, like, up in arms and freaking out, and it reminds me of
Up in arms, so about
her toes.
I don't even like her, and this poor woman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it just looks like she has a longer toe.
She has
and
one
she
longer
has
toe, and
know
then
what
she's
they
got a
call that?
bulbousy
it's just
Hammer
like,
toe.
hammer toe, yeah.
Hammer toe.
But
And
I mean,
you know what?
But I mean, like, it just looks like her foot is stuffed into a shoe.
Yeah.
Justin, get on
definitely.
GoDaddy and get me BrieLarsonHammerToe.com.
On it. You got it.
If we don't have that by the end of the show, Justin, we're all fired.
Okay.
All right, so
See
everyone's
you
up in
guys
arms
never.
about this, and I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. It's a weird looking foot. But do any of you?
Have weird feet? You want to see them?
No, I know you got weird feet.
No, my feet are great looking.
No, mine are really not. That's why I'm just self-conscious. But do any of you have you ever seen a person that you were like, God damn, they're gorgeous, and then all of a sudden they just had like one little thing, and you're like, oh, never getting past that. Never
like kids.
Kids is a good one. Kids is a good one. Oh, you're so beautiful.
You're
What's
talking
that?
about like something
Like
physical?
a physical, like they've got like a one longer arm than the other, or like one kind of snaggle tooth, but everything else. I think teeth is a big
Is it somebody
thing.
that you like?
Yeah, just
know,
a
or just
celebrity.
somebody-
Like the other example I
maybe.
thought of was Megan
Maybe.
Fox. James had introduced me to this years ago, that Megan Fox is a beautiful woman, but she has toe thumbs. Her thumbs are just a little bit
Tiny,
shorter, and it's a little weird, but I wouldn't,
Toe thumb.
I mean, I don't think so.
throw her to
man.
the
Like,
curb because of toe
I want a
thumbs.
threesome with toe thumb and hammer toe.
Toe thumb, hammer toe. That's not your nickname at the end of the show.
Toe thumb, hammer toe.
Yes.
Did you read that comic? It's like Thor but different.
Yeah. She got cast in the wrong role, in the wrong
I just
fucking
want
role.
to say, I just forgot she was real until you brought that up.
Okay. Yeah.
Just-
Megan
just-
Fox, she
no,
disappeared.
no, Brie
or
Larson.
They're all
Larson.
CGI'd.
She isn't real. Half of her is CGI'd at least. Yeah.
I never
but
saw that
not her
movie.
toes.
I don't think I've seen any movie she's ever been in.
Really?
You didn't watch Captain Marvel? Captain Marvel is
Oh,
actually
it's
really
really
good.
It is really good.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
You
but
should
what
watch
else
it.
was she ever in?
The Room, not
Yeah,
the Room,
It's
Room, not
yeah.
the Room.
Yeah.
That was like the big one that put her on the map, and then yeah, I met her through Community, like as
Do
a
you
fan.
think? Do you think she would have gotten less hate if she didn't come out
Community.
publicly before the Captain Marvel came out and made comments?
I don't know. I think people are gonna hate. They're gonna hate. But when it comes to her toes, I mean, it's just a natural
That's not
thing
why
that
I
she.
don't like her either.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But is there anybody
I'm
that
just
you've ever
generally
had
not a
anything
fan
that
of
you're
feet
just
to
like,
begin
fuck,
with.
that's terrible, and I can't handle it? Is there anything in
No,
your
I don't
life?
think so.
Are you that shallow? Is anybody that shallow?
I feel
'Cause-
the opposite. I kind
Yeah?
of like that she has those feet.
Right?
Yeah,
Have you
I
ever
think
seen the
it's
movie?
empowering.
Have you ever seen the movie She's
Makes
Out
her
of My League?
human.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
I think
I
she's
see
gorgeous.
that.
That's
In the
super cool.
in the movie She's Out of My League, the character is like a little thin little schleppy dude, and he winds up dating this gorgeous woman,
Schleppy?
and he finds out that she isn't quote unquote perfect when he calls her perfect, and she has webbed feet, and like that's like her thing. It's like she's perfect except for webbed feet, and he's like, oh really, webbed toes? Oh look at me, I got webbed toes. I would, I would think that would be
I
cooler.
wish I had
a way
webbed
better
toes.
swimmer. You're a
Yeah,
way
that's
better
why
shit.
swimmer.
you're better at swimming.
Such a better swimmer.
Yeah.
Now
no, I
the
think it's hot.
the other thing that that
You said I think it's hot. All right.
webbed feet.
All
Can we
right.
get them surgically implanted? Can I
Hey,
get
if there's
that?
anybody in the chat with webbed feet, now's the time to whip out your webbed feet.
I'll talk to that lady over there.
I'm
right,
sure
now-
you can get that surgically put on.
Probably. You can do a lot of
You
things.
can just buy flippers too.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the
What do you think
market
about a
for
guy
pair.
that walks around in flippers? Is that?
Yeah, I
is
think
that?
I'd be into it. I
All
like
right.
swimmers.
Hell yeah, Scuba Steve, you got a chance.
Steve.
All right, the other thing that happened at the Oscars was there was a surprise performance by Eminem. It was not advertised, it was not announced until he literally curtain opened.
What's his new thing?
And totally, but he performed "Lose Yourself."
Yeah, I heard about it.
And everybody, including like Idina Menzel and fucking Martin Scorsese, they cut to them in the audience just kind of going like Like, why is this happening now? Like, it's just weird. He won an Oscar like 17 years ago for Lose Yourself. He was never able to perform at the concert, and it was one of the only songs that won that wasn't performed live in concert at the Oscars. So it might be him going like, hey, thank you for giving me that Oscar 17 years later. Here's my performance.
Also, his new album is Music to Get Murdered to.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't have done one of those songs
I would have loved to. Yeah. But
Probably
he just
not.
did a hit. No one else is paying attention to Eminem besides hip-hop fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
And
it's
those
acceptable,
people
though.
in the
He played the
Oscars?
song that he won.
Yeah, and
Not
he played the song he
rap
wanted. I'm not complaining about him having performed. It just seemed kind of out of left field. Like, why the hell is this happening
Well,
here
from what
and now?
it sounds like, from what you were saying, people thought it was terrible. People didn't know what was going on. He
Well,
had a backing track,
He
so
had
it
a
sounds like
backing
it was
track,
like
so
sort of
he was
thrown together.
Able to like take a breath and stop rapping for a couple seconds, and the backing track was still going, and then he was kind of more accenting everything. But then it was really fun to watch all the people like bobbing around, and you would just get to like different groups of people, and everyone just be standing still, and there'd just be like 3 people like that know those songs, like getting really into it. And then when they cut to people who thought they knew the words, and they're just like, "Lose, I don't know this part of the song. Why'd you cut to me here?" But yeah, do you
But
think?
did you hear the people talking that didn't know that song very well? And they thought he was talking about coronavirus.
Oh my
and that's
God.
where he says, knees are weak, arms are heady, vomiting on his sweater already, mom spaghetti.
No,
They thought it was about
Yeah, I heard they were
coronavirus.
talking on the radio today that people who, just stupid people like us, were like, oh, he was talking about the coronavirus, that he has the coronavirus.
Now, do you think that the coronavirus tastes better than the Mexican Pale Ale from Dos Equis?
I mean, as someone who's had the swine flu,
Yes.
not SARS,
Not SARS.
but not against it.
You're not against
I think this probably tastes better than that.
than the coronavirus? Yeah. It tastes
Coronavirus.
better than Corona, I'll give it that. But Corona doesn't really taste like anything unless you put lime in it.
yeah, Rich is saying the reactions were real mixed. Martin Scorsese looked like he wanted to die.
Well, you should
He looked
die
asleep
already.
at some point. Yeah. Well, he'll be asleep for forever soon enough. All right.
Scorsese.
Like,
He's old, man.
gotta be almost 80. He put out a movie in like 72. So like he's going on 50 years ago he put out a movie. So yeah, mid 70s into his 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
70s were 50 years ago.
1970 was 50 years ago. 1990 was 30 years ago, which is extra
Yeah.
weird for me because I can remember that year. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So terrifying. All right. Well, last week, guys, we played a song from Sweet Nest off their new split EP, Bearings. That is a split with A Fire with Friends. And this week we are going to be playing the song White Owl from A Fire with Friends. You can check them out at Fire with Friends, Fire with Friends PA. Check them out on Instagram. Songs are available on Spotify. And you can find them also on Facebook. So without any further delay, let's jump right into our first musical break of the evening. Here is White Owl from A Fire with Friends. See you guys in a few minutes. Enjoy.
Better days, I listen when it hits.
All right, guys, there you go. Once again, that is White Owl from the split EP Bearings. Oh, we're getting a little tease. We're getting a tease of something else.
Tease me, daddies.
But again, White Owl from A Fire with Friends. And yeah, Rich in the chat, he's saying that he heard of them like 10 years ago, saw them 10 years ago. I believe it is the same band, same people, yeah. And Zach also pointed out White Owl. Nice name.
Yeah.
Someone's rolling something. Someone's rolling something. You think it was grape?
I always get the grape.
Grape is the better one. It is the better one. To smoke as a cigar.
Yes.
That's what we were doing with that.
I eat them.
Oh, that's why the grape's better. Yeah. The cherry's just imitation. All right, so every week here on Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, we like to write, record, mix, and master a brand new song from scratch, starting around like 5, 6 o'clock. The last couple of weeks, this is our 4th installment in our album, The Epitome of Definition, that we've been doing for the last few weeks. It is all math rock based, and Zach is the mastermind behind the plan and the execution of it all. So Zach, why don't you tell us a little bit about this week's song, because it's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
This week we got all of the points that I was trying to get.
Okay.
In the required listening.
Is that a good thing?
Did you? If you listen to all the required listening songs,
yeah, no, I did.
This song does a little bit of all those songs. I think we.
Yeah.
Now, final product. I mean, you obviously don't listen to it all the way through. We don't listen to it all the way through until we are live. You were still working on it until we went live. Do you think it's a comprehensive song? Because it seemed very all over the place at certain points, and then I started adding vocals, and it was like
it took different shapes at one point.
Yeah.
When there was a specific riff that came up, we're like, oh, okay.
If the mixing, if my 8-minute mixing mastering job is decent,
yeah,
then it is a comprehensive song.
All right, good.
If I have overlooked something somewhere, and there's just like a jump out in volume or tone of something that doesn't belong.
Those are the risks that we run.
Then I feel like it's the problem is the mix, not the composition.
Okay.
On this one.
Now
I feel like the composition is strong.
You're checking up on this one, Rich?
The composition of it. The song is called "Vanished." Mm-hmm. Again, each week we're picking a word and kind of defining it or exploring it in depthly. Vanished. Now, musically, you kind of did something where you vanished parts of what would be the riff to make it sound like it wasn't a different time signature or time change is happening, but there's actually no time change.
There's no time change technically, and there's no.
Last week we had 23. This week we have 0.
But I mean, if you really wanted, there are tons of them.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm pulling things out.
You are literally vanishing parts of the song.
Yeah, just like cutting that out and making that part shorter.
Yeah.
To in the verse, it's more apparent.
Yeah. Now, the basis of the song is still pretty much in 4/4. Now, Justin, as far as the drumming side of things, it seemed to be kind of, I don't want to say it was a breeze, but it seemed to be pretty easy day for you.
Yeah, I just went and had fun.
Yeah.
Like, instead of being like, worrying about fucking numbers and where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Just going off feel.
Hell yeah.
And just having fun with it.
That's your
Instead
sweet spot.
Like just trying not to be stiff on the click and getting away from that. And
you ever been stiff on a click, Zach? I've been stiff on a click before.
I've been clicking on it.
You clicked on a stiffy. We know. You clicked on a stiffy. Now, lyrically, since the song is called Vanished, Zach sent me an article about a phenomenon that I had never heard about. The disappeared in Japan. It's apparently a big cultural phenomenon that has happened at 2 different periods. Once right after World War II, and then again from like the late 80s, early 90s
the
until
financial
like
crash of Japan in 89.
Yeah. Oh, right. So they had their financial crash in 89. So basically the idea behind the disappeared, it was people that felt that they had brought dishonor or shame to their family, and seeing that family and honor is a huge part of the Japanese culture. They take what they see as the honorable way out, and they just disappear themselves, where they just basically, they don't pack their bags, they don't do anything, they just, like, the one guy literally got dressed to go to work, went to the train, and was never seen ever again.
But you're saying that same dude was going to work, getting dressed, going to work, sitting
pretending
outside
for like
work,
2 weeks that he was going to work.
3 hours later waiting and pretending that he was at the bar with his boss.
Trying to be all normal, and then finally just in his eyes, got up the courage to disappear himself. Yeah. And there are thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people that have disappeared. So you called the song "Vanished." You sent me that article.
Some do go to that forest.
Some go to the forest.
Some go to the forest, and some go to weird culture or weird little like cities that don't exist.
Was about the cities that don't exist.
There's these basic slums that these people, that the Japanese that decide that they are not honoring their family will just go to these slums and live, and they'll be used for like very cheap labor and stuff like that. But to them, that was the smarter way out. That was to don't bring shame on the family. So lyrically, I went with that approach. So the whole idea of vanishing, being disappeared, all of that is kind of at the heart of this song. But I'm coming up with the lyrics, and Zach goes, but it's also our Valentine's Day song. Yeah. And I went, okay, so like basically I fucked up but I love you type of thing. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So that's where we went. What did we wind up at time-wise on this song?
Let's see.
4 or something, I think.
4:21.
4:21.
I thought it was going to be way longer.
Yeah, I definitely thought this was like a 7-minute song. I thought this was going to be a longer one. So 4 minutes 21 seconds.
Now, Rich said 4:4 because 13:8 does not pay the bills.
Yeah.
Listen to the intro and the bridge in this, Rich. It's technically in 9/16 and then a measure of 7/16. But that combined really makes it 4:4.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's weird. We hope you enjoy it. So without any further delay,
who is that? So deep, bro.
So deep, bro. Oh, I don't know who that is. Benny, might be Ben. I'm not sure. Ben Jiffy.
Is that Ben?
Benny-fi? I have no idea. Either way, let's spend less time worrying about these weirdos in the chat and more time listening to music we made. All right. Okay, so here it is. This is Vanished off the Epitome of Definition. We'll see you guys in 4 minutes and 20-something seconds. Enjoy.
Blaze it.
Blaze it!
just up and go, lost in my walls, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next guest on Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up.
All right, guys, we are here with our very special guest now on the main cam for all of you to see, Mrs. Amy Lee McMahon. How are you doing, darling?
I'm doing very well.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, quick little background for everybody. Amy and I worked together, I don't know, like 09 to 2011. I don't know how long you were there. I was at Garfield's. We worked at Garfield's in the Stroud Mall in beautiful Stroud and it was like a Tex-Mex restaurant that then went really Mexican and then shut down.
It was weird.
It was a weird place.
It was a very. I always called it Perkins with a bar, like because we just had like you can get what you can get at Perkins. Some of the stuff was really good. Like we handmade our chicken tenders to order and stuff like that. Like it was better.
Fries.
Waffle fries were phenomenal.
Oh, in the morning, I'm making waffle fries. I fucked that up. So,
good stuff. So we worked there. Was I a manager? With
Yeah, you're my boss.
So I was your boss. You were a server.
I worked at Bonton too.
You worked at Bonton as well. That's right.
Yeah, this was like 2010, 2011.
Okay, so we were
many moons.
Yeah, but a decade ago, literally a decade ago, and we have probably not seen each other. I want to say in like 8 years.
Yeah.
Like about that, around the time, because I went on Facebook Messenger to shoot you a message to see if you were interested in coming on, and I looked, and the last time I had messaged you or something, you had like I forgot what we were talking about, like you like meeting up or like getting drinks or doing something, and it was like I think 2013, so it had probably been at least a year since we had actually seen each other, and I don't think we ever did that. So about 8 years. And then funny enough, yesterday or the day before, I get a reminder on my Facebook, like a memories thing, and it's you posting to me, yo, what's good with that apron? Because you used to never have an apron for work.
Yes.
And you'd always like, or it was dirty as hell, so you always needed an apron. So I always like had an apron stashed somewhere. I just had one, and I was like, I'm not working right now. I don't. And so it's literally just a conversation between you and I about you needing an apron, and it ends with me going $5. Just pay for a new apron. It's $5.
Which I probably didn't.
No, you didn't make much money at Garfield's.
Dude, I
Nobody
remember the
did.
most I would work like 13 hours, and I think the most I made was like $55.
Yeah,
it was insane.
I remember
It's terrible.
a month or two into working, they were like, "Hey, like a bunch of people just like quit or like got fired or something. We need you to work a double Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sundays were the worst because kids ate for free, right? So it was
sounds fun.
Most places you go with every adult you get a kid meal free, or every 2 adults you get a kid meal free. We were morons there, and it was every 1 adult got 2 kids meals for free.
It was actual hell.
It was so bad because people would come in. We had that backyard barbecue burger that was like $8. $8.
And they would get it for free?
4 people would come in with 8 kids.
Yeah.
And they would spend $32 on the burger. They would get waters, and that was it. And so you have a 12 top with a $30-something bill.
And make $4.
And they would tip you accordingly to what their bill was, not what
That's
would
terrible.
have been.
It taught me a lot
worst.
about life, honestly. Yeah. That was an intense stage of life.
It was crazy. And then, I was managing, and then I wound up leaving and going to the Melting Pot, and then they wound up shutting down.
Yeah, I left too.
And we probably ran into each other out and about.